Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Venom Vlog. Again, more magic cards, but I think this is going to be, well, it's not the end. Actually, that's not true. This is the second to last video. We have one more because I almost forgot about this guy. This is our bundle. It has Venom and Spider-Man, and I thought I'd save it for last. So our fourth and final magic video is going to be in Venom Vlog episode 4, magic, is going to be this. And it has 9 packs in it, dice, a box to hold the cards in and all that stuff. So I figured with Venom on it and 9 packs to open, that should be its own video. So we'll make that for the next episode, and that'll be our last Magic the Gathering episode here on the Venom Vlog. And everything we have after that will be done in shorts. So we'll do individual packs in shorts, including one of these. So we have 2 collector's boosters here because the limit was you could only buy 2, but I asked my friend Nate to pick up an extra one and I'd pay him back. So we have a third one, and we're going to save this for a YouTube short to go along with our other stuff that we're doing in the shorts as well. So for this one, I just want to open these up and show you what these cards are going to look like and what you could expect to get maybe in one of those. These retail for $35 a piece. At least that's what I paid today. But online, people are selling these for like 90 bucks, 100 bucks. I saw these going, like selling actually on eBay for nothing less than like $80, which is over double the price. So just be careful out there. You know, don't buy unless, you know, you really want these cards. Yeah, I would say like I've seen a lot of people so far be disappointed when they're buying for value, and that sometimes they're just not hitting there's not enough cards in here worth something to, you know, justify the price of the cards or the pack or the box. And it's like, well, I don't think you should buy for that reason anyway, but I understand that there can be a business to doing this, and so I understand completely. So I would just say, so just be careful, you know, use your best judgment when it comes to buying collector stuff, especially stuff that, you know, these hobbies start outpricing a lot of fans. Like me, you know, me and Ben, we've, you know, Blue, we've been outpriced on a lot of hobbies of ours, including cards. Like now that Topps has Marvel, like we just can't afford hardly any of the stuff that they release. And it makes us disinterested. And so we just kind of, you know, walk away and we go collect, you know, blockies and things we do have money for because those are cheap and awesome at the same time. So there's a lot of value in those. But this stuff, you know, I couldn't pass up on these, especially when these were regular price. I'm like, this is probably my only chance to open collector's packs is through these. So we're going to do that today. But first we have a Ghost Spider deck. I was hoping, oh my God. So I really wanted the Spider-Man 2099 welcome deck as well as the Venom one. So when Nate had Venom and I turned mine over and saw Gwen, I was like, okay, I love Gwen. That's great. She just had a really great moment with Norman in Spider-Man number 12 that just came out recently. So if you haven't been reading that, you know, check it out. But I thought it was a good moment. But so the guy in line was like, yeah, you're gonna get a Gwen deck in there, and then you're gonna get a random other one. So I wasn't sure who I'd get, and I'm so glad it's Miguel because I wanted the Miguel, you know, pack 2. So I'm glad. So this is a major win. So it, you know, they handed me 2 characters that I like. I didn't have to choose one or the other. I got them both. So I would say for this, that was good luck. So I hope that means that these will have good luck too. There are some cards, including like a Venom card that's like double-sided with Lethal Protector and stuff. I think those are exclusive to these in foil. So I would love to find one of those just to have it. It looks like a great card. But also everyone's freaking out about Thanos and him holding the Infinity Gauntlet because there's an Infinity Stone card in the set. It's the Soul Stone, because every time they make a Marvel set, they're going to release another stone. So eventually you'll be able to have like all the, you know, everything for a gauntlet and stuff and make a character or someone OP, I'm sure. But they're starting with the Soul Stone, and the only way to get it is in one of these packs as far as getting a version that has Thanos holding it. But there are other versions of the card that you can get in regular packs too, but not in this. Like this is, you know, this is the welcome deck. So we're just going to get some cards to play. If we want to play a friend, we could have Miguel and Spider-Gwen fight each other in this. So we got Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, awesome card. Here, I'm going to move those over here for now so they don't shimmy, you know, shine too much. All right, we got Ghost Spider. We got the Mountain, because she's a red deck. So we got, and there's Spidey on the side of the building there. little Easter egg in there, but they try to put Spidey in each of the lands, which I really like. And there's no like mountains in New York City, but it's funny because Spider-Man has gone to places with mountains, like Wundagore Mountain, or and maybe they're saving that for a future set. And he's gone to the bayou and the swamp area when he, had the 6 arms, and he met Morbius and fought Lizard. So they could have made that, they didn't have to keep it to New York, but I think that was kind of their theming was, let's just tell our story in New York. And so they kind of do this image to make it feel like I'm a type of mountain because you're high up and stuff. So I get the metaphor, I get what they're going for, but I'm like, yeah, Spider-Man's been to mountains though. I know it's not New York City, but he's still done it. Angry Rabble, that's cool. Jameson and people protesting Spider-Man, awesome. Another great moment in Amazing Spider-Man number 12 this week was when Norman was sitting there thinking about how hard it is to be Spider-Man, and he's like, Peter did this all the time and fought me. Like he's like, I would have given up. Like this is too hard. And I really like that because what Peter does is nothing short of amazing, trying to balance a life and be Spider-Man. He doesn't do it well, but he tries all the time. He doesn't give up at it. And the few times that he's tried to walk away, he immediately comes back. He knows better, Rampaging classmate, that's cool. So this is Peter Parker Lizard, because Kirk Connors was never a classmate of Peter's. He was a teacher. But in Gwen's universe, Earth 65, Peter Parker becomes the Lizard because the spider bites Gwen, and she becomes Spider-Woman, also known as Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider or whatever. But Peter's the one who becomes Lizard, and he ends up dying. And Captain Stacy, Gwen's father, believes that Spider-Woman killed Peter Parker, and so and that's why the police are after her. So it's cool. I like that universe with Gwen. I think they did a great job with that. Mountain Spider Islanders, that's cool. There was a comic book called Spider Island where a lot of people in New York got infected and were turning into spiders. And who saved them? I mean, Spider-Man and everybody, but also Venom. Eddie Brock, he was anti-Venom at the time, and he was the key to curing all these people. So he had a big moment in that comic where he got to save people's lives, which is awesome. Taxi Driver, again, great movie. Watch it. Has nothing to do with Spider-Man, but it's awesome. Double Trouble, that's cool, with Miles and Gwen. That's a great shot. I wouldn't mind getting that as like an art card or something. That's really sick. I'd love a Venom art card too. Shocker. Okay, so we actually got the Shocker card. Sweet. Not that Shocker. Calm down, guys. We have Electro's Bolt. Romantic Rendezvous. Oh, they did the upside down kind of thing. They're not kissing, but it's close. It's leading up to it. Face a Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. There is a Mary Jane card with the spider armor on if you buy the Mary Jane action figure that comes with it. So just for those out there who are trying to get every card in the set, just know that you got to get the action figures too. Stegron, Mountain, the Mary Janes, that's awesome. So the band that Gwen is in is called the Mary Janes because the lead singer is Mary Jane Watson. And there's like Felicia Hardy, I think. No, maybe not Felicia, but there's like, it's like all the Betty Brant or something, like some of the girls that Peter Parker knew in this universe, they're all in a girl band, and Gwen is the drummer. So pretty awesome. I love that. So the Mary Janes, that's great. When we went to New York Comic Con, I think it was 2014, when Spider-Gwen first became a thing, and then a year later they announced her monthly book or whatever it was. And the artists who did that book, he created a shirt called the Mary Janes, and my friend Alex bought me and him one, and we rocked it at that concert. At the convention, because we were at New York Comic Con. I think I was signing there for Monomyth. Maybe my comic Monomyth was out, or maybe this was the year before Monomyth came out, and I was working on Thaniel and Xenoglyphs with my with Omar, the guy who hired me to work for him and work on his comics. So yeah, because I was editing and writing some of the stuff. So it was cool. It was a fun time of my life, that's for sure. But I remember rocking those Mary Jane shirts and being like, this is cool. What is this? And then I was like, oh, right, this is from that book. And I'm like, oh, they're doing an ongoing? Awesome. And then, yeah, we got that. So cool. Rampaging Classmate, Mountain, Shock, Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit. That's cool. So we got Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit. Awesome. I'm going to put that one up there in the front with her. Mask Meower, Mountain. And we got the Mountain Land one with the webbing. Super cool. Boom. Now let's check out this Miguel side, because I'm very pumped. I love Spider-Man 2099, and one of my favorite actors, Oscar Isaac, who plays Moon Knight, also does the voice. He also played Apocalypse, which I have Apocalypse tattoo and Sabanur on my arm up here. And I loved his performance as Apocalypse, even though, yeah, he looked a little bit like Ivan Ooze and stuff, but I still liked his performance, through all that makeup and everything. He's a great actor, and I liked him as Poe Dameron. He was one of my favorite characters, even though I wasn't a big fan of those new Star Wars movies. I did like Poe and Finn a lot, and especially Poe, though. I liked him. Finn I liked in the first movie, and then he kind of trailed off, sadly. They didn't do a lot of fun things with him, but Poe I liked. But then he played Moon Knight, and then, he did the voice of Spidey 2099 in the Spider-Verse movies, so yeah, he's up there. Him and Tom Hardy, and, I got a couple. Timothy Olyphant, I got a few up there. Man crush, celebrities that I'm a big fan of. So Miguel here, Spider-Man 2099, awesome. We got the Island card with Spidey swinging there. That's great. Great shot of the bridge there. Spider-Bot, Island, Doc Ock's Henchman, Island, Unstable Experiment. That's a cool card there. Look how big his eye is there. I know that's magnifying it with the Goblin look. That's really cool, but he's ready, man. He's like, I'm going to drink this stuff and hurt people. Whoosh. Oh, awesome. Yeah, for those who don't know, Norman Osborn is currently a good guy in the comics. It was one of the most interesting things I thought happened in Nick Spencer's run, was kind of taking all of Norman's sins away from him and making him remember all the bad stuff he just done, and now him having to deal with it, and he's trying to do good. And the thing is about that is, like, I like stories like that because I don't need another Norman Osborn Green Goblin story. They've told a billion of them over the years. So to see him doing what they're doing with him now is probably the one thing that keeps pulling me back to current Spider-Man books, because I don't find a lot of it interesting what they do with Spider-Man. But right now, Ben Reilly is pretending to be Peter Parker, and Norman Osborn plays a big role. I don't want to spoil that, but there's a big thing going on, and with Norman, and I'm like, I'm digging that part of the story a lot. So check that out. We got Spider-Gwen fighting Vulture, and that's not the creepy Vulture from like the steampunk era from the Spider-Verse movie. That's just classic Vulture, which is cool. Alchemax Slayer Bots, that's cool. Alchemax connected to Spider-Man 2099. Oscorp, Flying Octobot. Lila, that's cool. His hologram. I'm hoping we see a little bit more of her and their story together in the next movie, because right now Miguel seems like a villain, but he's really just a guy with a very specific purpose, and he doesn't want to repeat some mistake that he clearly made before. So I'm interested to see where this Spider-Verse trilogy wraps up and where that leaves Miguel, because I'd like to see him a hero by the end, if possible. So we'll see. But Lila she plays a good role in his. She's like his Cortana, if you're a Halo fan. So she's like his conscience in a way, like through hologram. Doc Ock, Island, Future Flight. That's such a sick card. Oh my god, dude, the art on that. Is it Lee Setiwan? Setiwan? I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. And I'm also having trouble seeing. I'm getting older, so reading isn't my strong suit anymore. But Future Flight, I mean, your art is sick on that. It's an amazing card. Spider Bite, Unstable Experiment, Whoosh, Beetle, Alchemax Bots, again, Islands. There's the island with the web, and boom. So cool. So those are the two decks that are in the welcome deck. So I'll go ahead and put those back in here. Again, a red deck. But I'm glad Miguel was in there. Talk about, I don't know if he's in every red welcome box. Anybody who knows can let me know down below. But at least to get him in there, to get them both in this, because they handed this to me, and I didn't see it. They handed it to me like this way. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, who is it? And then I saw Gwen. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be mad, because I couldn't trade. They move you through the line really fast. And then when I saw Nate had Venom, I'm like, okay, well, we got Venom. And he said I could have his free deck. So that was a win for me. But to get Miguel in there also is a big win too. So, all right. So now we're going to end the video by opening up these two collector boosters. Like I said, they normally run $35 a piece, but chances are you're not going to find them for that anymore. Unless you went to an event like I did today, or you just happen to see one at a local shop and they didn't mark it up like that. It's going to be really hard to find one of these for $34.99. I feel maybe they'll drop back down, but for now it seems like it's pretty hard. All right, so I got my blade. Let's go ahead and open this box up, both of them. Like I said, each one has one pack in it. That is it, one pack. So, and there's like I said, there was boxes of these, and the boxes today, they had a few of them. They were selling them for $431 each, and they were limiting them one per guest, which is awesome. I'm glad that they had them at all, because I wasn't expecting them to have them, because I've been seeing and hearing that they go online for 800. Like I said, I saw that one guy, he made a video, he was opening 5 of them. He bought 6, totaled around $5,000 for 6 boxes, which is just like, I don't know if I will ever in my life have the kind of money to do something like that just for fun and for content making. But that's also what I said about the dangers of content making, is sometimes I'll buy things that are out of my price range just to make videos on them, and that's a dangerous way to think, honestly. So that's another reason, one of the other many reasons we're walking away from YouTube after we finish all this stuff by the end of the year. So yeah, if you're a new subscriber, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna. You can watch old stuff, but I'm only gonna be making videos for a couple more months, and that's about it. But check out the packaging on this, dude. From your friendly neighborhood to the Spider-Verse. This is so cool with the web weaver. I don't know if you've played Rivals. They did a really good job of transferring that concept into Marvel Rivals as well. When you go into the 2099 universe and you're in Tokyo and you got like Alchemix building and all that, but the web weaver's in there, and it's really cool. And one of the other ones, the web weaver's in. So yeah, this is very fancy packaging for one pack of cards. And that's how you know the difference between the cards is that Spider-Gwen is on this pack. So the other one has, Peter Parker on the packaging, but this one has Spider-Gwen. And look, it's just a neat little display thing. I mean, like I wanted to keep this one intact. I wanted at least one of them to be opened carefully. So I think I did a pretty good job on that one. So we'll save it. I like to save, one of each of these boxes, because I know the kind of work that goes into marketing and packaging and design. And I don't know. I think by saving the box for me, it's like, it's showing that I support the hard work that went into the design of these, which I do. As someone who's had to design stuff before, and doesn't have a design background, but had to figure things out in various lines of work and jobs that I've had before, and even here on YouTube sometimes, like making stuff. It's I've had to learn a lot, and I respect the hustle for sure that it takes. But yeah, so we have 2 of these packs here we're gonna open now. Unlike the other ones, so the other packs, like I said, had 14 cards in them, and they're all basic regular cards from the set. But these, I believe, are foil. So they'll say on here, 1 booster, 15 cards, packed full of rares and foils. So we're gonna save. Like I said, I have a 3rd pack of these. We're gonna save that for a YouTube short. So if you're like, hey, maybe you'll get it. If I don't get a good card in here, people might be like, dude, open the 3rd one. No, I'm not opening the 3rd one. Not on this video. We'll open it in a YouTube short though. So make sure you're subscribed, or you at least check those out, the shorts out. All right, so we got a hologram food, awesome, or a foil food. So we got Doc Ock. He's our first foil. That's cool looking. I do like seeing the art in the foil. It makes some of the colors pop really, really well, which I like. We got Taxi Driver. Great movie. Nothing to do with Spider-Man, but really good. A lot to do with New York. Well, you know what? Search over, everybody. We found Bagel and Schmear, and look at that. That Schmear matches the gray and silver, so you almost can't tell that it's Schmear. But I think we're done. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. No, okay, we'll keep going. I know, not funny. But yeah, anyway, good card, I guess, to get in foil, since I made a big deal about it earlier. Now, this is our 2nd time we're getting this in foil. I'm very happy to see a Venom card in foil. Any Venom card I'm happy about. Oh, we got Shift in foil. All right, that's cool. Twisted Spider Clone. And Rhino. That's a cool card. Oh, I see something back there. Is it a puzzle piece? So, if you remember, I did the scene box, which our first episode of these, and it was 6 cards that make a single image. Well, there's actually 9 cards that feature all the, like, not all, but a lot of the Spider-Verse spider people. in like a big image. So like Spider-Man 2099, Noir, regular, Miles, Gwen, like they're all across these cards that all connect. And I think we might have got one. So I'm happy about that. I would love to complete that, but I think it would cost me too much money to complete it. So I don't know if we ever will. But we'll see. See what we get in these packs and boxes. Rhino's Rampage, School Days. Classic way to spell that as a double entendre. That's cool. Island. Oh, that's cool. And the foil. J. Jonah Jameson. Dude, where are my pictures of Spider-Man? Because these photos are garbage, Parker. I'll buy them all. I like that. That's a quote from the Tobey Maguire movies, I think. He's like, crap, crap, crap. He's like, I'll buy them all. And then he hands one to Robbie. He's like, print this one or whatever. Awesome. Ooh, we got a borderless Hydro Man. That's cool. Not foil though, but that is cool though. Ooh, so this is part of the puzzle. That's Ghost Spider. It looks like Scream is behind her, and she's fighting Electro. And then there's Rhino down here. That's great. Jim Chung did the art on this, by the way, this connecting piece, and I'm so glad. He's a really great artist at Marvel, and but also I feel like his art transcends like that just house style of Marvel. It fits. So when you see a book of his, you're like, okay, it's a Marvel book. It's great. I love his look, but I think it also works in doing these cards, in the Magic way. Like it's not fantasy like the Magic cards, but it captures the spirit of these characters really well for this game. I feel. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like his art he's definitely someone. If I was lining up artists for this set, and they were like, hey, you got to do a 9 cards that connect, I'd be like, is Jim available? Because I would love to just work with him on working out this puzzle. Like it would have been fun. So hopefully whoever did had a great time. Like I'm sure they did. Ghost Spider, but that's great. Oh, and it's Gwen. Yeah, that's right. So she's So no, not the other. I was thinking Miles connected too, but I don't think so. I think just this because we need the board. It has to be borderless. So that's cool. Saw in Half with Hobgoblin. Great cover there. That's John Romita Jr. And Senior working together, I believe. Yeah. Okay, John. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm having trouble. Small printing, not my thing anymore. But that's cool. And look at that Strength of Will. That is an iconic Spider-Man moment right there. From the early days of the comics, where he got trapped under some rubble and lifted it up. And they kind of did a version of it in Homecoming, and they did it really well, I thought, where Spider-Man reaches deep down to find out what kind of superhero does he want to be, and find that inner strength when he wants to give up, because he's just a kid. Remember, when he started off as Spider-Man, he's a kid, he's a high schooler. So this is a big moment for that character, and they captured it really well here. Ryan Pancoast, Pancoast, I think. Great job. Sorry if I butchered your name, but amazing way to capture that. And I got it in foil too, which is awesome. And then we got a robot, which that actually looks better in foil. I actually like how that pops, the steel on it. The hot dog looks the same. Well, that's not foil. The rest is though. That's funny. Okay, so that's one pack down. And we have one more booster here for the collectors. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below. Have you gotten any of the collector packs yourself? I'd love to hear about that. If you made your own video, let me know. I'd love to watch it. Now that we've got these cards, I want to see more people opening them and watching more videos on this, so I will be. So if you have a video, just let me know in the comments, and I will click on your channel and subscribe to you and check out your stuff. Because I may be, not making content anymore after a couple months from now, but I will still probably watch a lot of stuff on YouTube until I'm unable to. So, Scorpion Sting, awesome. Thwip, hey, classic Spidey move there with the Thwip. Skyward Spider, that's cool. That's one of the Spider Women. That's Maddie Franklin. That's cool. Awesome. Passenger Ferry. Sinister Hideout. Oh, okay. Spider-Man Noir. I'll take that. Web Warriors. That's a great one. So this is kind of like what I was talking about in the Rivals game too. Like some of these characters, like this character here, you talk to, like a version of him, I think, in that universe. Like when you go to that world, if you're in the hideout of the spiders, you'll go talk to them and they'll kind of, unlock an achievement and stuff. But you got Spider Ham and Aranya, it looks like back there. So that's cool. Very neat. Ooh, we got Penny Parker. Awesome. I love the artwork on that card. That's really cool. Spider Slayer. Sweet. We got the robot in, the Spider Slayer robot. So it's cool to get the actual Spider Slayer. Island. I think we got an island in the other one too. I mean, Manhattan is, or New York is an island, so how fitting. Oh, what? No way. So we got, oh my gosh. So again, I don't know if this is a super good card, but I feel like it should be. A lot of people talked about Spectacular Spider-Man. There's some with like him with the bag head on. There's some that it's like Spider-Man 2099. Like there's just, it's the same artist, I think, Roberta, just drawing a bunch of different versions. So I think you can get, almost a dozen or so different versions. But we got the classic Spider-Man in the non-foil, and now we have a borderless foil of it. So I think that's a good card. I don't know. You have to let me know. I'll look it up by the time I edit this, but still, like still comment, let me know. Rocket powered glider, that's a borderless too, non-foil, but it's cool looking. Pumpkin bomb, so that's the scene card. So when I talked about that, like those scene cards, the 6 we got, if you buy the scene box, you get the the ones without the text. That's the exclusive. The other 6 cards that you get, you can still find them in these, I think in the collector's ones. So, dude, we actually got a card with Carnage on it, Terminate. And that's Bagley artwork there. I recognize that anyway. Bagley, who co-created Carnage. That is a great cover. That's one of the cover images from the Amazing Spider-Man comics that featured Carnage. I think it was issue 361, 362, and 363, or it was 360, 361, 362. It was around that era, though, right before 375. Really neat. Great card. And we got the borderless. Like, that's awesome. Oh, sick. We got Treasure, and we got Ultimate Green Goblin as our last card in that pack. That is awesome that they did that from the Ultimate Universe. It makes sense because that's where Miles comes from. So, yeah, really cool. Went through some fun stuff on this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Getting that Spectacular Spider-Man in foil, though, I'm going to have to, look that up and see. But, still comment down below. Pretend like I haven't done my research yet, because as of this moment, I haven't. So, yeah, let me know. And everyone, thanks just for watching and supporting this channel all these years. I know we're ending, and it's a bummer, but I'm trying to go out with a big bang. So, like, we have these episodes. We have a few comic books we haven't covered that I want to get into, like the Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man comics that Peter David did, rest in peace. I want to talk about those and do like one episode on that. And I kind of want to touch on the Mayday Parker universe. And then we have like 1 or 2 other comic book ones after that. And then we're going to do a bunch of shorts, and then we'll wrap up the show. So thank you. And then for those of you who are here for Magic Cards and Spider-Man, we still have 1 more episode left, and we have a bunch of shorts we're going to upload. The next and final episode of us doing it here on the Venom Vlog will be for this bundle here that has a lot of cool stuff in it, including 9 packs to open. So that'll probably be a little bit of a longer video. So definitely come back for that one if you're enjoying these. And for everyone else, thank you so much. If you're not enjoying these, this is probably goodbye. But thank you for being here and watching this episode to the end. I really do appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you in the future. Peace.